Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, to the channel IT Simplified. In today's video on Azure, I'm here to talk about Azure automation. So, if you have to deal with public cloud, you know that the way you're being charged is based on the compute, the time these services are being run in the Azure platform. So in case you want to keep an eye, in case you need to have some sort of control, you need to make sure that you're only utilizing those services for the time that you want them. So there is a need to have uh, need for scheduling these resources within the Azure environment, or in fact any public cloud environment. And for that is what the Azure automation is used, which is part of the operational management suite of Azure, which is also commonly called OMS. So in order to test this, the server that I'm going to utilize is VM1. It is under the resource group VMRG, and it is in a stop state. And we'll see if we are able to schedule this particular server. So in case you're utilizing this for test and dev, you want them to be running only at specific time, or there's a need in a business in which servers won't be utilizing during specific time of the day, you can all do this. And in order to utilize this, I'm going to utilize a built-in script within Azure, and you will see how we do that. So from your Azure portal, what you can do is you go to create a resource and just do a quick search for start stop VM during off hours, and you get a brief description and go to create. And over here we have to create a OMS workspace. As I said, Azure automation is part of the operational management suite within Azure. So let's do this by creating, and we have to give a name for this. And we'll deploy this within a new resource group and specify the location you want. And the pricing tier is based on per gig, and click on OK. Okay, so deployment was successful. Under the second step, we create an automation account because we don't have any, and start by giving a name. And it will be under the same resource group, and click on OK. Okay, second step is also done, and in the last stage we'll configure the parameters, like for uh, what is the schedule that we want to give these servers to. So let's start with the target resource group. So as I told you that my virtual machine is VM1 under the resource group VMRG. I'll specify if you want to exclude any specific server within that resource group, you can exclude this by putting the name over here, but I only have one, so I will leave that to default. And let's configure the start time. So in order to test this, I'll specify this, say I want this to start at 7 in the morning, and I want this to stop at say 9 p.m. And if you want, you can also specify the email notifications. So let me give my email address. And click on OK. So basically in this step we have specified at what time we want to start and stop this virtual machine, and click on create. So as you can see, it took a bit longer than expected, but important thing is that it was deployed successfully. Now with this being done, let's go to the automation account, and this is the account name that we created. And if I go under the runbooks, the script that we need to care about is this, the parent schedule start stop. And over here I can go to the schedule, and just remember that that time zone was under the UTC, but I am under the Eastern Standard Time, so I will change that accordingly. So if you go over here, you see it's UTC. I will change this to my time zone, which is Toronto, and let's give a schedule over here. And you can specify you want this recurring affair or once. So this, we are doing this for testing purpose, so I want to keep this once, and under the parameter you will see that the action is start, and you just click on the save. And we'll specify the timing for our stop. So I can go here and specify the time I want this to stop, which is you can set the expiration here and all those stuff, and the parameter is stop in this case. Okay, so let me click on save and say yes. So this was saved successfully. So let me just come out of this and close this. Now what I want to do is, now this has been specified to start and stop at a specific time, but what I want is, I just want to test this if this is working or not, right? So if I go over here and go to my script and click on the edit and go to the test pane, I can test this. So I can give the parameter, say start, and I can see the option what if it's going to be default, and the VM that I want to test this for is VM1. That's the only VM I have in this resource group, and click on the start. So basically what I'm doing is that I want to make sure that this script actually works, and I'm forcing this virtual machine, which was in the stopped or deallocated state, to start. Just an FYI, if you get a successful notification, there might be a certain lag for that VM for a couple of seconds to start. So just to give you an FYI, because sometimes that happens. So if it doesn't start instantaneously, it takes a couple of seconds, so it is pretty normal. But we should get that the script was completed successfully, and hopefully we'll get that. Okay, so it was completed successfully, and it says that it attempted the start action on the following VM, which is VM1. So let me close this. Okay, and if I go to my virtual machine, you see that my virtual machine has started. So it means that that script works. And if I had, since I have scheduled this to run at specific time, it will run a specific time and also stop. And if I do the same testing with my stop, actually, let's do that. So let me go to my automation account again. And let me just try to test this if the stop job works or not. So go to my runbooks. Go to the edit. And let's test it by going into the test pane, and we want to now test the stop, and the VM is my VM1, and you click on the start. Now if this works or goes smoothly, then my VM should start deallocating or should be starting to stop. So hopefully we'll get that success in that too. Okay, so it was completed, and as you can see that it performed the scheduled stop of the VM, and runbook executed successfully. So let me just close this, and if I go to my VM now, as I said that it takes some time to trigger that, but in few moments that machine should be started deallocating. But this gives you an idea about, and as I said that all these services are based on for how long your machine are running within the public cloud. So this can hopefully help you to save some money. I hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.